You know how we do. Rockefeller. Forever. Catch me skating through your town.
Hey, it was really good, everybody, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This is a special edition of this podcast. I've done previous ones, a Cabernet conversation. A Cabernet conversation is where I have me a glass of wine, and I'm going to show y'all the glass of wine I'm drinking tonight. This is starting to become my favorite. The 19 Crime Snoop Dogg edition, the Cali Red. It's starting to become my favorite, man. I'm really enjoying this wine, and like I'm not a political person. I really could care less about politics. But like ever since Obama ran and I'm getting older, these things are becoming interesting to me. And then like Trump being the president, it was really interesting to me. And I just wanted to touch bases on something because I think this is a historical event that's going on. And not in a way like saying historical because it's Caucasian individuals involved. This is something that's they never experienced before. And I can imagine like if I was a police officer, right? And these people was claiming to support me, but they breaking the law in my presence at the Capitol building or whatever. And it's just weird. And since Joe Biden won the president, he's the president elect, people been telling me that he's the lesser of two evils. And they was talking about he used the N word before, the N with the ER. And one of my partners or my friends or whatever was sending me to a video of where he said the ER word. And I was like, I think you got the thing wrong. I don't know if he was saying it in a vulgar way or in a vulgar tone or saying it in a bad way. I just think that he was just speaking on it. But we're going to look at the video and we're going to break it down and I'm going to see what y'all perception of it is. And then we're going to get back on the Trump thing. Like, is Trump going to jail? But let's check out this video right quick and see what this situation is about to be with Joe Biden, what we think about it. And in the comment section, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about it because, like, in 1985, it was a hearing where Joe Biden said the N word. So let's check this out right quick.
Clearly indicates that there was intent. The court found the plan with unerring precision slices through the city's traditional subunit, the ward, in a racially selective manner, leaving intact predominantly white wards while carving up those densely populated by blacks. As to the governor, the court concludes, quote, the governor's opposition to the Nunes plan was predicated in significant part on his delineation of a majority black district centered in Orleans Parish. In a confidential portions of your staff memo, they brought to your attention the allegation that important legislators in defeating the Nunes plan in the basement said, quote, we are.
Hey, how Joe Biden hairline look better in 2021 than it did in 1985? But let's continue on.
Already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
Hold up, I messed up. I gotta rewind it. Talking about this guy hairline. Hold up.
Any more nigger big shots? And the court cited evidence of discriminatory intent on the part of other legislators, including the representative who testified at the court hearing that there were.
Okay, I got the point. Okay, he wasn't using it, and you can agree to disagree. I don't really care. My point ain't always right. He wasn't using it in a way to say like these niggers, this and niggas this and nigga that. He was saying it in a somebody was using discriminatory language, a mayor, and he was just in a court hearing repeating what the mayor said. He didn't say it in a discriminatory way. And at the end of the day, I agree with people. It is the lesser of two evils, like Trump, racism, and the hindrance of black people. It was us against y'all, the separation. You know what I mean? The more separation, it was just blatantly in our face. It wasn't nothing to hide. And I actually like that more. I actually like to see and know what I'm up against. And I know with Biden in office, it's going to be invisible. If you get what I'm saying, they're going to make like the things invisible that's not in our face. And it's whatever you prefer. You know what I mean? If you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, whatever you prefer, whatever makes your family happier or whatever is better in your family. But to me, at the end of the day, I appreciate that the politics is going back the same way that it used to be. And I don't have to deal with it. Don't have to be out in the open. It doesn't have to be out in the public like how it has been these last 4 years. And you know what I mean? I'm cool with whatever. It ain't gonna change my life. So let's get on Donald though. Donald. And the people of the community that I was raised in, I grew up in, I want y'all to know like what this impeachment means if he is impeached. So to me, what the impeachment means is that he won't get no pension. He won't get no pension. He won't be paid for the rest of his life for being the president. He won't get no pension, no money. And the thing that a lot of a lot of politicians are concerned about is that he won't be able to run again for president. He won't be able to rouse the people or rouse his base up. He won't never be able to run again. So that's why they want to get him impeached, so he won't have the opportunity to become president again. And by him not having the opportunity to become president again, he won't be able to abuse that power that he has obtained for the last 4 years. So, hey, it is what it is. But the main thing that people in DC are concerned about, right? And people of the street should be concerned. He'll never have Secret Service. He won't never be able to have Secret Service again. He won't have that protection that he's grown accustomed to. So that's crazy to me that he won't even have that type of protection. But he rich, he can afford it. Let me hit that Snoop Dogg. He can afford it, so he won't get the pension. He won't be able to run again, and he won't have Secret Service at his, you know what I'm saying, at his hands or whatever. And just recently, I heard it was like tension between Trump and Pence, but they came together tonight to do whatever. Say they was gonna stick together until the end of the term or whatever. And the end of the term is coming up soon, so it don't mean nothing. The end of the term coming up soon, so like what tripped me out about the Trump supporters rushing the Capitol was that we got a $740 billion defense bill, and a 60-year-old grandma went walking up in that thing to terrorize the Capitol. If I was a terrorist, what would I be thinking? Damn, Granny can run up in there. What can we do to get up in there? You know what I'm saying? They got $740 billion worth of protection when it looked like they paying people $15 an hour. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like they paying $15 an hour protection. Where is the rest of that money going? You know what I'm saying? The rich get richer and the poor do what they do. At the end of the day, and see, like, another thing, I ain't political, but I'm getting off these politics real soon. But we got to see another video before I do get out these politics. And for real, like, okay, so Giuliani, I got a lot of street niggas that I'm cool with in DC, and not DC, in New York. And when he was the mayor of New York, they used to complain about Giuliani a lot. Like, Giuliani was the dude increasing laws and changing laws or whatever in New York to hinder black folks. And he was a lawyer too. He's also a lawyer. So, Trump had to hire him to protect him to be his lawyer. And what's crazy is that Giuliani don't got a lawyer license no more. So if he got a case against him, Trump, who's going to protect him now? Y'all tell me in the comment section, who is going to protect Trump now? Who is going to be his lawyer now, since Giuliani don't got a lawyer license? Because I know y'all heard the phone calls. I know y'all heard him talking crazy on that thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Giuliani trying to protect his bread and butter and his guy. And one thing I got to say that I've been reading recently, I will pick the book up, but I'm using it to hold up the MacBook. I've been reading lately Obama's book. And Obama's book, he said, the presidency is nothing but a manager job. He said it's no different from working at the dollar store, being a manager at the dollar store, being a manager at Food Line, being a manager anywhere. He said, the only difference is I'm managing the country. I'm managing a whole bunch of people in the country. It's just a job. It ain't nothing that you want to do. Really? Don't nobody want to work a regular job? He said the presidency is nothing but a job. And he can understand how Trump is upset because he's been rich. He's been in power where he didn't have to do what he's doing now. He's managing every person in the United States. And that resonated with me. I wouldn't want to be the president at the end of the day. But let me turn that hove off. Let's check this video out of these people storming this Capitol building. And they're getting arrested. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. And I'm gonna talk to y'all about what them arrests mean to the people that was angry about Trump not getting voted back in president. What does it mean now that you got a fed charge, a federal charge, and you know what I'm saying, you got a F on your report card? Let's go.
A West Virginia state legislator who recorded himself storming the Capitol this week has been arrested and faces criminal charges. Also arrested and charged, this man. This is the guy who broke into Speaker Pelosi's office, made himself comfortable, popped his feet up on the desk. These are just some of the charges that have been handed down in connection to the deadly siege that left multiple people dead, including a U.S. Capitol Police officer. CNN's Jessica Schneider is with me. And Jessica, I know investigators have said that they're looking for into everyone that could be involved, but now they say they don't expect charges for a lot of the people who may have incited the crowd. Explain.
That's exactly right, Brooke. So they clarified a bit today, saying they do not expect to file charges against any of the speakers at that pre-riot rally. Of course, that rally and the speakers there included the president and Rudy Giuliani. Some have accused them both of inciting the crowd. But for now, investigators say the focus is squarely on those rioters who stormed the Capitol. And so far, prosecutors have filed charges against 15 people in federal court. They say there will be more, and they're revealing details about several of these charges.
Okay, let me cut it off for a moment. So basically, they saying we're going to focus on the people that is doing the criminal acts. And we'll get to Trump later for what he was saying. We'll get to Trump later. And some of those people that ran up in that the Capitol building, they held like high positions in corporate America. They held high positions. They about to lose those positions. So I'm gonna cut that video off. We seen enough of that. I'm gonna cut that video off. You know what that mean though? You upset about Trump not winning the presidency, right? You upset about that. So now your vote ain't gonna count no more. You got an F on your report card. I wonder if those felonies or whatever is gonna make them lose their positions in office. They're gonna lose their positions in office. Some of those people gonna lose those high-paying jobs that they have obtained. That's crazy, man. All because you support this man who, you know what I'm saying, you believe in. He'll lie to you. He'll say anything to you. And he's an egotistical individual who doesn't care about his family members. He doesn't care about you. At the end of the day, you fighting for him. Is he going to help you go get a job when you lost your job? Is Trump going to help you get back into that position, that career that you had? No, he's not. But you stood for him. He was your master. He was the person who helped you feel happy at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? And white people have to come to the conclusion that we're all equal. You know what I'm saying? We all equal. Y'all got to come to the conclusion of that. I know that y'all willing to die for the power that y'all have obtained, and certain things is just going to change. It's just going to have to change. So me, I'm going to tell you what has been promoted these last 4 years is separation, it's division. And I was talking to my homeboy last night also. It's putting things in categories. I don't put things in categories because I see everything as one. I see everything as a whole. And we have been taught to put things in categories. We've been taught to be divided. We have taught to like look at us as separate. I look better than you. You don't look good as me. I have more money than you. I don't look at shit like that, man. I don't look at things and put things in categories and separate things, and you know what I mean? I leave everything as a whole. I feel like my perception of that, I feel like it's a hindrance. You can miss out on something in life not looking at everything as a whole. And America has missed out on a huge opportunity because Trump was a chance. 75 million people took a chance and voted for the man. But at the end of the day, I know this is the politics as usual podcast, but I'm gonna get up off of that and I'm gonna go on to something that, you know what I'm saying? I hope baby girl get well fast, and it's the Verzuz. Y'all heard the Keisha Cole playing. And man, Ashanti, man, get well soon. Don't be ducking Keisha Cole now. I hope you ain't ducking Keisha Cole. For real, man. We need that Verzuz, man. The ladies need. I'm tired of seeing niggas on Verzuz all the time. Y'all heard? Who gonna win? Leave that in the comment section also, and drop something in that Cash App if you rocking with me. But my perception, Keisha Cole gonna smoke Ashanti. That's why I think Ashanti ducking and dodging. Man, she had to done heal from COVID by now. I hope so. Anyway, prayers to Ashanti. And I need a nurse on the podcast also. If you're a nurse or if you're a worker in the health industry, I need you on the podcast so I can talk to people about COVID. For real. If you rock with me or whatever, hit that Cash App up. Call in to the show next time I'm live, or hit the email up, trevorjackson865@gmail.com. And get well soon, Ashanti. For real, man. So we can get that Verzuz. Swiss Beats announced the other day that they won't be doing Verzuz in the same room as each other no more. They'll be doing Verzuz virtually. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll be back on Instagram. Somebody be at their house and somebody be at their house, and they'll do it like that. But also what's been announced is UGK and 8 Ball and MJG Verzuz. You know the South going crazy for that. South going straight crazy for that. But we need that in the South. Know what I'm talking about? We need that in the South. And I'm glad I got off politics, man. I don't really care about no politics, man. But 10 years from now, I look back at this podcast and be like, man, the world was crazy then. But 10 years from now, the world probably be crazier. So tonight, I bet $20 on Ohio State. I don't bet no more $20 because I don't like paying people. So that's just me. If I gamble, I ain't gonna bet no more than $20 because I don't like paying nobody. So we had the national championship game. Know what I'm saying? Homeboy who won the Heisman Trophy showed out tonight, man. He didn't even have to play the second half. Disrespected Ohio State. And I had high expectations for Ohio State because my lady, she graduated from Clemson, and I thought Trevor Lawrence was the truth. And them boys was going to beat Ohio State, but Ohio State put a number on them Clemson boys, man. Straight busted them wide open. So Alabama came to town. They went to Miami Gardens and played. And homeboy showed out. We're going to listen to what he had to say. Because he showed straight out. Homeboy won a Heisman Trophy. And the quarterback showed out and the running back showed out. Alabama cheating, man. They got too much firepower.
Devontae for joining us, because for the first time we're having a guy talk to us after having to put on their workout clothes. How would you describe what it was like to watch this national championship from the locker room after performing so well in that first half?
Well, it just came down to the young guys just putting in the work every day for the week, knowing that if somebody went down, they was going to have to come in and do something big. And I just believed in them from the jump, and that's what we do. That's why you come to Bama.
There's so much adversity that this team had to get through. How would you describe how this championship feels and compared to the others after having to go through a season like 2020?
Just with COVID and everything going on, it just made things tougher. It just made us more together as a team, with us being around each other more, waking up in the morning, getting tested, and just being there for each other and keeping our bubble small. And just the discipline of this team is just like no other.
You know, you're coming off of winning a Heisman. You got to do that as a finalist with your quarterback. You win a national championship. How would you describe the season if you had to put it into words?
Unbelievable. We just finished writing our story. That was the whole thing of us coming back. Just finishing the story that we...
It paused on me. That was enough, though. But, okay, at the end of the day, I ain't never seen a team so dominant where they star player go out in the second half. That shit disrespectful. Like Alabama straight disrespectful, and the SEC disrespectful, And I'm gonna say something to people that support Clemson and support the ACC and the Big Ten and all of that. Y'all got to step up y'all level of competition, man. Week in and week out, y'all got to step up y'all level of competition, because in the SEC, the reason them boys play on ABC, NBC, and CBS every weekend is because they playing competition every weekend. And y'all playing them lame ass teams making it to the championship every year. That's why Alabama's so dominant, because they playing, you know what I'm saying, competition week in, week out. And when they play one of y'all little league boys, they put y'all boys to bed, man. So the podcast almost over, man. I ain't gonna take too much of y'all time. I appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody who support the Trevor Jackson podcast. It's all love, man. Say something in that comment section and I'll get right back to you, man. I appreciate every subscriber, everybody that listen to the podcast all the way through. I'm about to do a giveaway here soon. I want to give away something to the biggest supporter. If you support me, I want to give away like some money or a meal for you and your lady to go out on a date one night to a 5-star restaurant, and I'll pay the bill. But this last topic or whatever I'm gonna talk about is that in Maryland, the courthouse or whatever, they passed a law to where they can use rap lyrics in a case. And basically this podcast is a hip hop podcast. I talk to a lot of hip hop artists. Shout out to Spice One. I'm a fan of Spice One. He's a legend. Support Spice One. He ain't made no bad music ever. And saying that or whatever about the laws being changed to where they can use your lyrics in court. How you gonna play it, man? We talk about all the streets and the lifestyle, and at the end of the day, that First Amendment is being challenged. Like right now in time, the freedom of speech is being challenged. And so they just canceled Trump. Like they canceled Trump, they shut down his Twitter. They shut down his Facebook for a while. They permanently shut down his Twitter. So freedom of speech is being challenged right now. And you can use that also. I ain't free to speak and say whatever I want to say on my records. This is entertainment. I feel some type of way about us not being able to say what we want to say, because that's our truth. And our truth shouldn't be like a law against our truth or reality. Who made that our reality? Who the fuck made that our reality? First time I cussed on a podcast. Who the fuck made that our reality? The government. They made this situation so it could be profitable that niggas be in the projects. Niggas be having to deal with those circumstances. And the only thing we did was turn shit to sugar by making records and speaking our truth. See what I'm saying? And by us speaking our truth, now they're going to make it a law to where we can go to jail for speaking our truth. So that First Amendment is being tested right now. And what we going to do about it? We ain't going to be able to say what we want to say. So I'm going to play a video and I'm going to break it down about how rap lyrics are being used in the court of law. And we're going to exclude Tekashi 6ix9ine because he was, what he was. But how rap lyrics are being used in the court of law. Shit, wow, man. Turn that baby off.
Fuck a beat, I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case.
Your Miranda rights begin with you have the right to remain silent, but for many rappers, that right is already lost.
A San Diego prosecutor says, we're not just talking about a CD of anything, of love songs. One of the lyrics is putting a gun to your head with no safety.
The detective zeroed in on Stewart's rap lyrics.
Facing a lifetime behind bars for cutting a rap album.
In 2010, Boozy Badass was indicted for first-degree murder, and prosecutors built a case against him using his rap lyrics.
Prosecutors say specific Boosie lyrics equal intent. Defense attorneys say it's just a rapper doing his job.
Boozy benefited from his fame and great representation and went on to be acquitted in 2012. But many smaller artists aren't so lucky. For example, a judge doubled Dallas rapper YMB 9 Nizzle's 6-year sentence for distributing cocaine after citing lyrics to his song True Jizzle, saying that the lines matched up with a separate crime that 9 Nizzle was suspected of but never charged with, for ambush robbery where a victim was shot. Yet these bars, having nothing to do with his original drug case, still affected his prison time.
These niggas can't fuck with us. I'm number one. I swear they can't fuck with me. I hit them up in the sleep. Call up the number. I give them a band of piece.
Most of these are just average, ordinary young Black or Latino men.
Okay. Spice One said it best on a podcast, like, this is art. This is creativity. And a lot of people are just blatantly saying the truth, and they think that that makes them realer for blatantly saying the truth. But I'm going to tell the rapper something now. That shit make you ignorant. It don't make you realer, it make you ignorant. My opinion. You know what I'm saying? But this is some game right now. It makes you ignorant for just saying whatever the hell you want to say. So, but you can do that. But are you ready to do that time? You got to be willing to do that time when you do those things and say those things. So let's listen a little bit more.
That's Andrea Dennis, a University of Georgia law professor and the author of a 2007 study on the practice of rap lyrics in court cases. In it, she found that, quote, when courts permit the prosecutor to admit rap lyrics as criminal evidence, they allow the government to obtain a stranglehold on the case.
These are cases that may include charges of homicide, assault, drug distribution, threats, or intimidation.
Prosecutors can use lyrics to paint a picture of the defendant and play to jurors' prejudices.
This notion that Black men are aggressive and dangerous and hypermasculine and, in short, criminals, bad men.
In 9 Nizzle's case, the judge told him that he was, quote, bragging about killing someone, even though it was just a rap lyric. This, too, falls into a pattern of using racial stereotypes against rappers, like in Devontae Skinner case in 2008.
Prosecutors read 13 pages of Skinner's violent, graphic rap lyrics. These were lyrics that had been written months and years before the shooting. Prosecutors read them to show Skinner's alleged propensity for violence.
However, hip-hop often relies on bravado, storytelling, and exaggeration, making lyrical evidence questionable at best. Take Rick Ross, for example.
I know Pablo Noriega, the real Noriega. He owed me 100 favors.
Rick Ross has never met the late Panamanian leader, Manuel Noriega, saying in a 2000...
Hey, to be honest with you, I knew that right when I first heard that lyric, because at the end of the day, if they really was using rap lyrics to charge people with crimes, they could have gave Rick Ross a conspiracy charge for that. And then we got to be honest with this rap stuff. I make rap music, you know what I mean? I done made legendary classic rap musics and done collaborated with some of the best artists in the world. But at the end of the day, we exaggerate. I've exaggerated. It just sounds better. It sounds cooler. You see what I'm saying? But it's an art form. It's creativity. It sounds better. It sounds cooler to do that. And everyone does that. So at the end of the day, in Maryland, I would leave Maryland if I knew that. I would just move because the earth is my turf. So I can live anywhere on the earth. But by them doing that, man, that shit crazy that they about to start charging these young brothers with crimes of the things that they say.
2006 interview, quote, I don't know Noriega personally, but I know niggas who have met Noriega. At times, but of course not in all cases, hip-hop can be more like the WWE
Facts.
than the UFC.
It is very much an industry expectation that the artist is at least trying to maintain an appearance of keeping it real.
This disconnect is what causes us to look at the following lyrics differently.
But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Now, they say rap lyrics, that's what they're going to start using in Maryland to prosecute brothers for the things that they say. White people do the same shit in those crazy rock songs. Are they going to prosecute those guys?
Mama, I just killed a man. My body's still trembling. Can you feel my hand?
Both J. Cole and the late Johnny Cash are telling stories about murder. Yet Cole is probably more likely to have the lyrics used against him in court because hip-hop doesn't get the same level of artistic license as other genres.
Some people just take the position that they're just rhymed words over a beat.
3 specific words are what prosecutors hope will link or attach to the alleged killing of Terry Boyd. Those words include 187, Merc, and Cake.
Even when the lyrics seemingly line up to the crime, it's not so clear-cut. For example, rapper TK awaits trial in Texas on 2 capital murder charges.
Fuck a beat, I was tryna beat a case, but I ain't beat that case, bitch, I did the race.
The judge cited his song The Race, recorded and released while on the run from these charges, as a partial reason for denying him bail, and it may not stop there.
I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecutor tries to argue that this song is actually an admission or confession to having engaged in particular conduct.
Prosecutors often use police officers to explain the lyrics to juries.
Prosecutor Dana Cummings presented a Baton Rouge police detective who said the words 187 and Merc mean murder, and the word cake means money.
Andrea tells us that this isn't the right approach because cops can lack the necessary context needed to adequately explain these lyrics.
They're just saying these are lyrical representations of true life.
So if that song is just a story, a made-up story, why do you write a story like that?
That's my lane. I'm in the lane of hardcore rap. That's just what it is.
Your Miranda rights end with anything
fact.
you say can and will be used against you. And for rappers like
You know, like, they don't understand our culture. The people the prosecutors, the people that makes the laws or whatever, they don't understand our culture, and we don't understand their culture. Because rock and roll music, heavy metal music, all of that type of music, they do drugs and they wreck their cars and kill their daughters and go crazy on songs. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is what it is. We create stories. Should Stephen King be locked up for making that murder movie, for making Freddy Krueger Friday the 13th, all those crazy movies? That's his thought process. That's his mind. He's a billionaire. Well, I don't know what his finances is looking like, but he's filthy rich from making that type of creativity. So I shouldn't get filthy rich for making that type of creativity with my rap lyrics. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that because I feel like they don't want to see a person of color rich. They don't want to see a black individual rich. But man, I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, everybody tuning in to the podcast, man. I'm gonna start doing this more often. A Cabernet conversation. Drinking on that Snoop Dogg, that doggy dog. And tell me what y'all want me to touch bases on, man. I feel like this was a good pod. I hit on Trump look crazy ass. I hit on the perspective that people think that Biden is a racist when he said the N words. Just because you say the N words doesn't mean you're a racist. If he was a racist, Obama wouldn't have rocked with him. Even though Obama ain't a nigga, but it's it's deeper than that though. I ain't gonna get into that right now. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit the cash out. Rock with your boy. It's all love. Get your money, stay safe, and love yours.
You know how we do. Rockefeller. Forever.